Over the last 12 months, 14 individuals have lost their lives in accidents involving stolen vehicles. Interestingly, none of these accidents occurred during a police pursuit. All of the accidents involved young people who had stolen a car, sometimes it had been a carjacking, who were traveling at high rates of speed. Some of them were very, very young. And sometimes it was the driver that was killed, and sometimes it was the passengers. This is not a game. This is not a game at all. You may play video games, you might like having fun. But I can tell you, there's a lot of young people who have lost a lot of friends and have made a lot of makeshift memorials to friends of theirs who were involved in stolen vehicle accidents. So if you think it's cute, if you think it's funny, it's not. You're going to find out that this is life and death. And that's something that the young people in this community, sometimes as young as 12 or 13 years old, have to learn. Parents must make sure they know what their kids are doing, who they're playing with, who they're hanging out with, and what they're doing in their free time. But you cannot allow your kids to put themselves in situations that are going to result in you getting a knock on your door to tell you that your son or your daughter was just killed in a stolen vehicle accident. There's been a lot of talk about the vehicle pursuit policy. But last year, contrary to what many believe, there were well over 200 vehicle pursuits by the Milwaukee Police Department. Well over 200. So you have individuals who are out there trying to set the word to the community that the police aren't going to chase you if you carjack a car. If you carjack a car, we're going to chase you. We're going to chase you. But the challenge now becomes, and the police chief is going to talk about some of the statistics and what's happened when we catch people. We have to make sure that individuals who steal cars, who carjack vehicles, who are repeated offenders in particular, face real consequences. We are not doing these kids any favors if they steal a car and steal another car and steal another car and nothing happens to them.
Problem is this: we're dealing with immature brains. We're dealing with immature brains for whom right now it's a status-driven fad to steal cars, and so a subset of them are stealing these cars at gunpoint. Another subset are stealing cars that people carelessly leave with the keys in the ignition. We cannot be surprised when there's a significant increase in our stolen car rate when there is no meaningful sanction nor meaningful services generated for anyone arrested in that stolen car. But arrest is not a meaningful sanction unless other parts of the system can provide the appropriate array of service and sanctions so that these juveniles and young adult offenders learn something from this experience. Otherwise, it will continue to be a real-world version of Grand Theft Auto, and people will continue to die.
We are doing our children no great favor by putting them back on the streets, where they then go out and create carnage and end up either killing themselves, their passengers, or God forbid, some innocent civilian who's just trying to go to work every single day. I'm not calling for every person to be locked up, but when somebody has got a record that's long as my arm, and the only punishment is like a day, perhaps a day in the jail, it's insignificant. Their prefrontal brains are not taking in the ability to understand that their consequences to their actions may result in the life of someone they love or someone else being taken.